Hey there, welcome to the REI Conversion Podcast, where each episode we discuss strategies and digital tools to help you launch, automate, and scale your real estate investing business. Learn how to run your investing business remotely, find out ways to automate your business to better utilize your time, and learn what other successful investors are implementing so you can get to the next step closer to your investing goals. And I'm your host and founder of REI Conversion, Jesse Kwong. All right. Hey, how's it going? This is Jesse here at REI Conversion. Today is our first time doing this live. I've never done this before, but I'll talk a little bit about that in a bit. Today I've got a guest with me. We are actually going to be talking about marketing property or land specifically on Instagram. But before we get to that, a couple things. I do want to let you know this show is brought to you by REI Conversion. So if you don't already know, here at REI Conversion, we help you launch your flipping, wholesaling website to drive more motivated seller leads and to build your buyers list. Beautifully designed websites that are powerful, strategic, and flexible. Not only that, but they're built to help you scale your business as well. You need to drive leads. You need to build trust to make those cash offers. You need to grow your buyers list. If you're looking to migrate your site or launch your real estate investing site, head over to www.reiconversion.com. I know a lot of you that are in the Facebook group that this is going live inside of are also our users here. And you can head over to reiconversion.com, book a free tour with me. Let me know where you are with your real estate investing journey, and I'll be answering any questions you may have. So you can go ahead and pause this show if you're listening to this recording. Head over to www.reiconversion.com and simply hit the top button that says book tour and find a time that works for you. Next of all, this is, again, our first time doing a live podcast here inside of our Facebook group, and we're going to try this out. I saw a friend of mine. He's also a user of REI Conversion, Joe McCall of the REI Mastery podcast. He showed me how this software works. So for those of you that are listening later, I apologize if I'm going to be messing up here, but this will also be posted on iTunes and all our regular channels, so you can check that out there. What else did I want to mention about? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think we'll just pull in our first guest. This is going to be live on Facebook, so if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave a comment. I'm going to be trying my best to read the comments inside the Facebook group. And if we have any time at the end of the show, we try to keep the show pretty short, 20 to 30 minutes. And if there's any questions, I'll try to bring some of those into the show. All right, so let's get started. I am going to bring Alyssa in here today. Alyssa, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. I brought Alyssa here on today because I saw, Alyssa, you recently sold land via Instagram, and that is huge. Now, before we get into Instagram, Alyssa, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I grew up in Southern Colorado. So with Clint, I worked for Clint at Away Land Co. I should mention that first. With him investing in Southern Colorado, that was my childhood playground. That's where I grew up. I know all about Southern Colorado. I left Colorado for college, spent 16 years in Montana, recently moved to Arizona about 2 years ago. And I own a horse boarding business. That's my day job. And then I work for Clint as well, doing VA stuff and sales for him. And I also write some ads for land investors. So it's a little bit of everything. It's a crazy life, but I love it.
Yeah, so I guess you're very involved with a lot of land investors. Recently I had another guest here that also works with Clint. Clint, you're a popular guy. So anyways, you recently sold land on Instagram, and it's not too often that we hear much results from a platform like that. And it is sort of a new area for investors to be trekking into. Can you sort of, on a very top view here, can you sort of walk us through the last sale that you had on Instagram and what that was like?
Sure. So Clint's Instagram account for Away Land Company is very new, like it's less than a month old. And our sixth post, we'd been out for less than a week. I put a piece of property on there and somebody messaged me and they wanted to buy it. And it was that easy. We do the paperwork all in-house, so it's very quick. And within about 48 hours, we made that property theirs.
So they literally just DM'd you, "Hey, I want to buy this property," and then you guys just secured it.
Yes, it was that easy. It was ridiculously easy.
Right on. Um, so with the Instagram account, is there sort of a strategy that you guys are going after? I know I recently visited, and if you guys want to, I can sort of show that in a little bit here. Um, you guys definitely have beautiful photos on there. They're high contrasting. They're just lovely photos on there. But is there sort of a strategy that you guys going for? Are you sort of exploring it right now? Where are you guys with Instagram?
Our account is very new, so we just started it kind of as brand awareness. I don't know that we were really thinking we were going to get sales out of it, but just bringing awareness to our brand, who a Wayland Company is. The more platforms our end user sees us on, the more they recognize us, the more they trust us. So we have a lot of beautiful photographs. Clint hires really good photographers to go out and take pictures of our land. So I have endless content that I can use, which is really nice.
Right, right. And when you're posting these are just regular posts, or are they paid ads, or what are you exactly doing with those? Yeah, what are you exactly doing inside of Instagram?
They're just regular posts. I need to start doing more with stories. I haven't yet just because the account is so new, but
Mhm.
these are just regular posts in the feed.
So is that another strategy that you guys are looking to do stories, and why do you think, stories is a way to go?
We are looking to do stories to make it more personal, and that really I need Clint for that, and he is very very busy. He has a tons of things on his plate, but he's really the face of a Wayland Company, so he can do the behind the scenes. Who is Clint? It builds trust because there are scams out there, and any of us who are working in sales, we get those calls. Well, how do I know you're not a scam? Well, that's one of the ways. You go to our Instagram, you see the real Clint Turner on there doing what Clint does behind the scenes. It builds trust.
And when you're doing sort of Instagram live stories, what is exactly what is going to be posted on there? Like I see on the Instagram page, there are just photos. And what kind of content do you guys expect to be posting on the story side of things?
That would be more the behind the scenes, how Clint does things. It's we haven't put a lot of thought into that strategy yet. It's definitely something that's coming,
Yeah,
but a lot of people don't scroll through the feed anymore on Instagram. They just watch the stories. So it's
right.
important for our brand awareness for
Yeah.
people to know who Clint is and who a Wayland Company is.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Now, have you sort of connected with anybody else who has had success on Instagram?
I haven't. I follow some bigger farm and ranch companies and some smaller land investors.
Yeah.
There's definitely not a lot to follow. It's in this niche, it's very rare for
Mhm.
investors to be using Instagram. So I spend a lot of my time following who is my end user. So I find them, the campers and the hikers and the doomsday preppers and the people that are looking to retire and go to the country and homesteaders. And that's who I spend a lot of my time following
So you
and
actually
making
go out
connections with.
there, you go out there and actually seek out these sort of end users and end up following them in hopes of them following you and noticing you guys?
Yes, I think the biggest way to be noticed by our end users is to be an active, engaged follower. So I'm commenting on their things and I'm liking their things and I'm resharing their things when I can. And that is letting them know who I am, that I'm out there because our account isn't seasoned yet. So it just helps build connections. I can't expect people to be active, engaged with me if I'm not active and engaged with them.
Right. And have you actually received any other DMs from anybody else in terms of interest in your land type of thing, or has it just been sort of that one off?
I have had a couple others. They haven't pulled the trigger, but people asking questions. And I find just in the regular sales side of things, a lot of people don't buy on the first time they contact us or
Sure.
even the second time. It's usually after they've known us for a while and they really get in that position where they're really ready to buy. And then
Yeah.
they recognize a Wayland Co. and they pull the trigger. So it's
So
all just building up to the next sale.
So it's a great way to generate leads for you guys, obviously.
It is,
And
yes.
so you're going to be bringing in those people into your CRM or your system to follow up with them at a later time, I'm assuming then.
I do. I run them into one of our sales funnels where I can collect their email and phone number, and then they're on our email list. They get a weekly or twice weekly email from us with
Yeah.
specials and deals, and so they're familiar with us.
So perhaps a lot of our listeners are going to be like, just like another platform I have to think about. Do I really need to do this? Do I have to really assign my VAs to have to do this? There's enough for me to that I have to be doing on my own already. Um, is there a way that you guys are sort of automating this process, or is it a very involved process?
It's not very involved, and we haven't automated it yet. Clint's theory, and I agree with him, is that to automate something, you have to really have mastered it. And we're
Mhm.
so new to Instagram, we're still learning. So I do it manually every day,
Yeah,
and it's not hard, like 10 minutes. I
right.
put a post up, then I go find other accounts that are my end users, and I comment and follow and like, and probably 10 to 15 minutes a day is all.
Okay. So consistently before you're actually going to perhaps use a scheduler or anything like that, you're going to try it out manually, which I'm a huge fan of as well. Like
Mhm.
figure out and understand your process before you actually go out there and um, build a formalized process, because you just don't know if it's going to work or if it's going to perform for you guys. So that's a great way to go about it. And then you spend some time also looking for end users. How do you do that? What are you exactly? Are you typing in search? Like, are you searching in certain hashtags or?
I am. I Since our land is in Colorado, I follow a lot of Colorado type hashtags. I look for hikers and campers.
Sure.
Doomsday preppers are good ones too. People looking to bug out, um, retirees. There's endless hashtags that you can search, and I look for who are the influencers. And those are the people that I really focus on, because even if they're not my end buyer, they're going to know my end buyer, and they're going
Yeah.
to start to know me. And
Right.
that's where that important connection is made.
And then speaking about hashtags, are you guys using hashtags for your photos?
We are. On every photo I use different hashtags on every one.
Mhm.
I've heard, and I'm not an Instagram master by any means,
Yep.
but I've heard that if you just copy and paste the same hashtags, eventually you end up in Instagram jail. So I vary them based on, some of our properties are mountain properties, some are out on the flats, some are closer to the river.
Right.
So I vary the hashtags based on where the property is.
Can you sort of give us an example of some of the hashtags you use?
Sure, I use hashtag Colorado is a big one.
Okay.
Um, I used hashtag Colorado girl, even though Clint is not a Colorado girl. Our end user probably is.
Got you.
Um, Hashtag landscape photography has been a good one.
Okay.
Hashtag land for sale. Hashtag land for sale by owner.
Okay.
Hashtag owner financing. Things like that. What
Okay.
is my end user searching for?
And for those of you that are listening aren't familiar with hashtags, Alyssa, can you explain what a hashtag is and sort of how that functions and what sort of purpose does it serve?
Sure. So on Instagram, it's kind of like categorizing your post. So hashtag, back in the dark days when I was a kid, we called it the pound sign. Um,
Yeah.
So you use that and plus a word, and that categorizes everything. So you can search by that, and you use hashtag Colorado, for example, you'll get everything that's labeled hashtag Colorado. So you get lots of great Colorado posts.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a great way. It's a great way to, I guess, simply categorize and then make it searchable in the
Mhm.
end for people. Um, so coming back to the post itself, what do you typically write under that post?
So I do an Instagram only deal on any of our postings, and whether, or sometimes I'll announce if we've recently reduced a property, but
Okay.
the Instagram only deals are probably the most popular post, some sort of discount or zero down or reduced monthly payments. We try to come up with something to sweeten the deal to bring our users to that point where they want to pull the trigger and buy the land.
Yeah, that's a great strategy. So for those that are shopping for land on Instagram only, I guess like you said, you've got something to kind of sweeten the pot for them. And are these deals exclusive to Instagram only?
They are. They're not in our email list, and they are not on our Facebook page or our website. It's Instagram only deals.
So what would it be? What sort of a deal would you guys offer for a property on Instagram?
We've done things like zero down, just pay the 250 doc fee to secure it. On some of our properties, we'll make that Instagram only.
Yeah.
We'll take 25 or $50 off the monthly payments,
Okay.
or we'll reduce the cash price by $1,000, $1,500, something like that, to where it
Wow.
really looks like a sweet deal.
Awesome. And then coming to your scheduling, how often do you guys post on Instagram? Um, yeah, and generally, how often do you guys post?
Daily, I strive for daily. There's a day here and there that I miss it, but daily, and it's not at the same time every day. I haven't really delved into our statistics yet, our analytics, to see when most people are clicking my posts,
Right.
which I know can certainly help. But as long as we get one up daily, right now at this point, I think we're doing pretty good.
Awesome. You did mention you are commenting and liking and
Mm-hmm.
interacting with others as well. And all your photos are typically, photos that are done by a photographer as well, right? They're not something off of a iPhone or anything like that. I had a look earlier. They look gorgeous. Um,
Mm-hmm.
in fact, if I can, do you guys mind me sharing sort of how that looks like?
No, go ahead. I'm
Just
pretty proud of our photographs, even though I didn't
yeah.
take them. They look great.
Okay, let me see if I can get this working. And for those that you are listening, um, you can go to Instagram.com. Is it Away Land Co?
It is. Yes, that's our account. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay, so these are the type of photos that you guys are posting up.
Yep.
So if we have a look at this one here, we can see the hashtags you guys are posting on here. And is this one of the deals that you were talking about?
Yes, that's one. I think that was yesterday's post.
Okay, right on, right on. Okay, awesome. And we can see that you are following others as well. And
Mhm.
um, yeah, this looks great. I mean, the photography itself speaks a lot as well. And I know you guys
Mhm.
have amazing photography for your properties. Are these sort of taken with drones as well?
Yep, some of them are drone and some of them are on the ground. But we've got our photographer is amazing.
Yeah, no, this looks great. Okay, well, if you guys are looking to check that out, head over to Instagram.com/awaylandco. I want to pull out some of these questions that was posted yesterday, and I think we have a little bit of time left here. Um, yeah, I think Ben here asks, what are some good strategies to build a large and engaged Instagram following? It's sort of a broad question, but do you have an answer for that one?
Just in general, be a good follower. Be active, be engaged, be seeking out influencers and engage with them. And I can't say that our following is huge. I think it's a little over 100 people, but it for less than a month old with starting this from scratch. I am pretty happy with that.
Yeah. And then Ted asked, I'd like to know how digital marketing differs on this platform compared to others. How do you qualify Instagram leads, and how do you create ads that engage? That's sort of several questions packed into one.
Yeah, so the first thing you need is eye-catching photography. I think that is less important on some of the other platforms, but nobody's going to stop their scroll if your photographs aren't
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah.
So that is a big one. And then keep it short. The average time somebody's going to read your Instagram post is like 3 to 4 seconds.
Yep.
So remember that you're well, this is true for all of your ads, and I tell this to the investors I write ads for all the time. You're selling the lifestyle, not the dirt. So focus on in that 3 to 4 seconds. Why would somebody want to buy this property? What kind of lifestyle are they going to have there? What is their pain point that they're looking to solve by buying this land?
Yeah.
So you focus on all that, and that is going to get somebody to take that click to your website or to your landing page or wherever. As far as qualifying leads, I do it the same way that I do with everybody else. And the big question Clint and I both ask our leads is if the perfect property came along in the next 60 days, would you be willing to buy? So if they can answer yes to that, then absolutely we continue the conversation. If they're just looking, and that's okay to just be
Yeah.
looking, but I'm going to spend far less time with them
Mm.
at that point.
I love the whole point about that you're selling the lifestyle, not dirt, and I think that's absolutely true. And um, this comes from your copywriting and sales,
Mhm.
writing background there. And I'd love to bring you back on the show to talk specific about that because you help a lot of land investors write ads and copy for that, right? So
I
um,
do.
awesome. Well, I had a look at these questions here, and I think most of them have already been answered
Oh,
from this
good.
talk here. I appreciate you very much and coming on the show here and sharing your insights and your guys' strategy to exploring Instagram and seeing how that is going to work out for you guys. I'd love to, when you guys do get an update or get more properties sold on Instagram, please update us in the group there for us. Other than that, For those of you guys that are watching live, I appreciate you guys very much sort of bearing with me. I'm trying to manage multiple screens, so I had a few paused moments here. I'm usually just kind of going through my notes. That's all. But with this, I have a couple screens that I have to look at, including Facebook as well. So thanks again for coming on the show, Alyssa. If somebody wanted to get a hold of you and wanted to work with you or even ask you some questions, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
So you can email me, hello@awaylandco.com, or you can find me on Facebook, Instagram. I've got my own Instagram too. You see my pretty face in the profile picture. So I'm pretty easy to find.
And you can also find Alyssa inside the REI conversion community for land investors group. She's inside of there as well. So if you guys are looking for someone to work with or need help, she might be a great resource. Thanks again, Alyssa, for coming on the show, and thanks for all you guys listening. If you guys want to join in on these live podcasts, these will broadcast earlier than on iTunes or all the other platforms, as we still have to process this and take out the recording and upload them at a later time. But yeah, make sure you join the REI Conversion Community for Land Investors group on Facebook, and you'll be able to find these live streams here. Alyssa, thanks again very much for your time.
Yep, thank you so much.
Love to have you back on.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, cheers. Take care.
Bye.
Before you stop this podcast or head to the next episode, I want to personally thank you for listening to this episode of the REI Conversion Podcast. If you found this helpful, we'd greatly appreciate an awesome review and rating on whichever platform you're listening to this on. And if you have 2 minutes and wanted to step it up even more and help others, feel free to share this in other Facebook groups or pages or any communities, giving others a heads up of the REI Conversion Podcast or this specific episode that may help them on their investing journey. Once again, thanks very much for listening, and catch you on our next episode.